Myth freaks, awaken the mystery, secrets of the cell. Myth Freaks Podcast.
Welcome back to the Chronicles, you beautiful disasters. I'm Jaskal Once Lost, and today my mask is practically vibrating with excitement because I've convinced someone from Álfheimr to actually sit down and talk. No iron in the room, I've hidden all the church bells, and I promise not to mention the thing with the butter. Ladies, gentlemen, and those who've transcended such categories, meet Ljósálfgeirr. And before you ask, no, I can't pronounce it either.
You could just call me Gear. We've been listening to humans mangle our names for centuries. We're used to it.
See? Already more reasonable than most elves I've met. Now let's address the mammoth in the room. Everyone calls you fairies now, and I can literally see you twitching.
Oh, where do I even begin? Faery is what happened when Christians couldn't decide if we were demons or angels, so they made us into something cute. We're álfar, light elves if you must translate. We were here before the gods, we'll be here after them, and we are definitely not tiny people with butterfly wings.
But you are tiny though, right? I mean, you're sitting on 3 cushions right now.
Size is negotiable. We appear as we choose to appear. Right now I'm matching your scale for conversation. Tomorrow I might be tall enough to use Yggdrasil as a walking stick. The cushions are just comfortable.
Fair enough. So let's go back to the beginning. When the Norse talked about álfar, what were they actually talking about?
Finally, a good question. We're the builders, the makers, the ones who keep reality properly stitched together. You know how humans think atoms hold everything together? That's adorable. It's us. We're in the light itself, maintaining the patterns that stop everything from dissolving into primordial chaos.
That sounds exhausting.
You have no idea. Do you know how often Thor breaks things? And we have to fix them before anyone notices. Oh look, Thor killed another giant and cracked 3 mountains in the process. Guess who's weaving those mountains back together at dawn?
Wait, you're telling me you're basically cosmic maintenance?
We prefer reality engineers, but essentially, yes. The Ljósálfar, light elves, maintain order and beauty. The decomposition, dark elves, handle decay and transformation. Neither good nor evil, just different departments of the same cosmic company.
Okay, but what about all the stories of elves seducing humans and stealing babies?
You're conflating about 6 different types of beings. That's like saying all humans are Vikings because some of you wore funny helmets once. Though, yes, some of us did have interests in human affairs.
Interests?
Look, eternity is long. Sometimes you get bored. And humans are entertaining. You live these frantically intense little lives, feeling everything so deeply. It's like watching fireworks, brief, bright, and occasionally explosive.
So we're entertainment to you?
Not just entertainment. You're possibility. We're bound by our nature. I can't choose to be destructive any more than fire can choose to be wet. But you humans, you can choose to be anything. Heroes, villains, fools, sages, sometimes all in the same day. That's fascinating to beings who've been the same thing since before time had a name.
Is that why the stories always have elves testing humans, leaving gold that turns to leaves or dancing them to death?
Testing is a strong word. We were curious. If you could choose to be anything, what would you choose? Most of you chose greed, which was disappointing but educational.
And the dancing to death thing?
Time moves differently in Álfheimr. What feels like one dance to us might be 100 years for you. We didn't realize you could die from dancing until it kept happening. Our bad.
Our bad? You killed people with party music and that's all you have to say?
What do you want? An apology? Fine. On behalf of all elves everywhere, I apologize for not understanding your fragile mortal constitutions. Better?
Your sincerity is overwhelming.
You want sincerity? Here's sincerity. We tried to help. We taught you about plants that heal, showed you where to build your homes, warned you about the wild places. But every time we helped, you either worshipped us or tried to trap us. Do you know how annoying it is being stuffed into a bottle by some would-be wizard who thinks your name gives him power?
Does it? Give them power?
Names have power, yes. But you humans always get it wrong. You think knowing my true name lets you control me. In reality, it just means I have to show up when you call, like a cosmic customer service requirement. Do you know how many times I've been summoned to help find lost cows? I'm a fundamental force of reality maintenance, not an agricultural GPS system.
But you helped them find the cows.
Of course I did. The alternative was listening to them mangle my name over and over until I showed up anyway. Might as well get it over with.
This is not the mystical elf experience I was expecting.
That's the problem right there. Mystical. You've turned us into fantasy when we're more like quantum mechanics with personality. We're not mystical. We're functional. We don't grant wishes. We maintain the wish-granting apparatus of reality itself.
So no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
That's leprechauns, you masked moron. Completely different mythology. Though rainbows are actually bridges we use for light-speed travel. So if you found a pot of gold there, one of us probably forgot our lunch.
You eat gold?
We eat light. Gold just happens to be condensed sunlight. Why do you think it glows?
It doesn't glow.
To you, maybe. Try seeing in more than 3 dimensions sometime.
Show off. Let's talk about Freya.
Ah, now you're getting to the good stuff. Freya, our alleged king.
Alleged?
He won Álfheimr in a poker game. Well, not poker, but the divine equivalent. The gods were dividing up the 9 realms, and someone had to oversee the light elves. Freya got the job because he was the only one who could see us without getting a migraine.
So he's not really your king?
He's our landlord. We humour him because he's genuinely nice and doesn't try to make us do stupid things like his father. Odin once tried to conscript us into building him a palace made entirely of living light. Do you have any idea how painful it is to be architectural material?
I'm guessing very.
Imagine being turned into a brick but you're still conscious and someone keeps walking on you, forever.
That's horrifying.
That's Odin, great at wisdom, terrible at considering whether his building materials have feelings.
So what happened?
We built it, but we made it shift frequencies whenever he got drunk, which was often. He'd come home from feasting, and his entire palace would be 3 inches to the left of where he remembered. Drove him crazy for centuries before he figured it out.
That's incredibly petty.
Thank you. We practice.
What about the Dark Elves? The Ljósálfgeirr?
Our cousins who got the basement apartment. They're not evil, just different. They work with shadow and substance while we work with light and possibility. You need both. Can't have form without void, light without darkness, creation without entropy.
But the stories make them sound terrifying.
Have you met them? They're accountants. Cosmic accountants, keeping track of every atom that needs to decay, every shadow that needs to fall, every ending that needs to happen. They're only terrifying if you're afraid of paperwork.
You're telling me the Dark Elves that haunted Viking nightmares are basically filing clerks?
Very efficient filing clerks, with a union. You do not want to cross the Ljósálfgeirr union. They once went on strike and nothing decomposed for a month. Do you have any idea what reality looks like when nothing can properly end? Flowers couldn't wilt, wounds couldn't heal, and don't get me started on what happened to the food situation.
That sounds like chaos.
Exactly. That's when everyone learned you don't mess with the Dark Elves' lunch breaks. Even Odin respects their union contracts now.
This is not how I thought this interview would go.
What did you expect? Mystical wisdom about the hidden realms? Fine. Here's your mystical wisdom. Reality is a collaborative project between beings you can't see, maintaining structures you can't comprehend, using methods that would break your brain if you understood them. We're not magical. We're necessary.
Why tell me all this? Why break the mystique?
Because the mystique is killing us. Literally. Every time someone decides we're just imaginary, we lose a bit of coherence. Not enough to disappear, but enough to make our jobs harder. You humans are part of the reality engine now, whether you know it or not. Your disbelief creates static in the system.
So you need us to believe in you?
No, we need you to understand us. Belief is for gods and spirits. Understanding is for functional reality. You don't believe in gravity. You understand it. We're asking for the same consideration.
But you just said you're invisible beings made of light who maintain reality through incomprehensible methods. How are we supposed to understand that?
Start by understanding what we're not. We're not your fairy godmothers. We're not wish granters. We're not cute little sprites living in flowers. We're the reason flowers exist in the first place. We're the reason light behaves like both a wave and a particle, because we're negotiating between two different departments about how photons should work this week.
This week?
Physics isn't as stable as you think. We vote on constants every millennium. You should have seen the arguments about the speed of light. The Dark Elves wanted it slower to make their shadow work easier. We wanted it faster for efficiency. We compromised on the current speed, which is why it's such a weird, specific number.
You're telling me the speed of light is a compromise?
Everything is a compromise. Gravity, compromise between the mountain giants and the sky gods. Magnetism. Don't get me started on that negotiation. The only thing everyone agreed on immediately was entropy, because even immortals think meetings should eventually end.
This is insane.
This is Tuesday for us. You want to hear insane? Ask me about the time we had to explain to Thor why he couldn't use lightning to cure his hangover.
Did it work?
No, but the resulting thunderstorm created 3 new species of electric eel, so partial success?
I need a drink. Do elves drink?
Constantly. How do you think we deal with eternity? We invented mead before the gods did. We just made ours out of fermented starlight.
That's the most elf thing you've said this entire interview.
You want elf things? Fine. We sing reality into proper harmony every dawn. We paint the northern lights by hand. That's our weekend art project. We invented music by listening to the vibrations of creation and thinking, this needs a beat. We taught humans poetry because your grunting was depressing. We're the reason flowers smell good, snow sparkles, and light refracts into rainbows. We did all that while invisible, unappreciated, and constantly mistaken for butterflies with human faces. You're welcome.
When you put it like that, you sound bitter.
Not bitter. Just tired of being misunderstood. You turned us into children's stories when we're the janitors of reality. Important janitors. But still.
So what do you want from humanity?
Stop leaving out butter as payment. We're lactose intolerant. The Dark Elves started that rumour as a prank, and we're still dealing with random bowls of dairy products on doorsteps. Do you know how insulting it is to be paid in something that gives you cosmic indigestion?
Noted. No butter. What should we leave instead?
Nothing. Just be aware. When you see light dancing in ways it shouldn't, that's us working. When shadows fall in aesthetically pleasing patterns, that's the dark elves showing off. When reality seems a little more beautiful than necessary, that's not accident or chance. That's craft, that's work, that's us.
Any final words for our listeners?
Yes. Stop trying to trap us in circles. It doesn't work, it's annoying, and we'll just rearrange all your furniture while you're sleeping. Not maliciously, just 3 inches to the left. You'll stub your toes for weeks and never know why.
That's genuinely evil.
No, evil would be rearranging your internal organs 3 inches to the left. We're not evil. We're petty. There's a difference.
Ljósálfgeirr, everyone. Light elf, reality engineer, and apparently interior decoration saboteur.
It's pronounced. You know what? Never mind. This was fun. Weird, but fun. Next time you want to interview someone from the hidden realms, maybe warn them you're not going to ask the usual mystical nonsense questions.
Where's the fun in that? Besides, my audience needs to know the truth. Even if the truth is that elves are cosmic janitors with a union and lactose intolerance.
Don't forget the pettiness. The pettiness is important.
How could I forget? You literally just threatened to rearrange everyone's furniture.
Threatened? Oh, Jaskal. Sweet, naive Jaskal. Check your mask when you get home.
You didn't.
3 inches to the left. Enjoy figuring out how to put it on tomorrow.
This is Jaskal Once Lost, and my guest has been Ljósálfgeirr of the Light Elves, who is apparently already gone, and oh, come on, my chair is wobbling now. That's just unnecessary.
Myth freaks, awaken the mystery, secrets of the self.